welcome to week 1, day number 2. I'm Mr. Roll, and I'm here with Miss Martell, our first grade teacher.
Hi.
So, first, before we begin our day, a couple quick announcements. In week 1, day 1, we tried our very best to have a very long explanation how to get to every single file and every single Khan Academy video or any other video that our teachers were using in the lesson. Starting today, however, we are not going to have long explanations for every cut when we go to a different video or when we go to a different lesson online. You need to make sure that you have the day's list of links in front of you and click through the links in order so that you can go to the next video. Again, yesterday we had a good time explaining everything and taking a long time to do that. But today we're going to streamline it and make it go a little bit faster. So everybody needs to have the list of links in front of them so you can go to the next part of your lesson. All right, that's it for today's announcements. I wanted to talk for just a moment about Mrs. Martell's award-winning SARCEFT first place science fair project. Ms. Martell, can you tell us a little bit about what you and your first grade class did to win first prize at SARCEFT?
Yeah, so the first thing we did was we talked about our body and how we have joints in them. So just in case you don't remember, joints are those little things that help your fingers bend and your whole, anything that bends, that's what's in there. So we created a model hand. We called it our robot hand.
Whoa.
And it was able to move when we did that.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and then we had a whole experiment to see how long it would take to do stuff like write our name with using our joints and then without, and we did a couple of other things too. So,
Ms. Martell, that's so cool. Thank you for sharing. Nice.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, at this time, it's time for our joke of the day and our Pledge of Allegiance. So, Ms. Martell, go ahead.
Right. What do you call fake pasta?
I don't know, Miss Martell. What do you call fake pasta?
An impasta.
Ah. That's cute. Get it? Because it's like an imposter, but impasta. All right. Good times. Miss Martell, if you would, please, let's go ahead and say our Pledge of Allegiance.
Okay. Stand at attention, place your right hand over your heart, and let's begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much, Miss Martell. All right, I guess it's time for us to all get to our classes. We'll see you in a minute.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi, everyone. We are going to start off with week 1, day 2. And our agenda for today is we're going to do a little language arts, some math, and then we're going to end off with social studies. So let's start off with our story time. If you give a cat a cupcake. Written by Laura Numeroff. Illustrated, remember that's who drew the pictures, by Alicia Bond. So let's see. If you give a cat a cupcake, that sounds tasty. He'll ask for some sprinkles to go with it. When you give him the sprinkles, he might spill some on the floor. Oh, cleaning up will make him hot, so you'll give him a bathing suit and take him to the beach. Be fun. Let's see what happens. He'll want to get in the water and build a sandcastle too. Then he'll look for seashells. I love looking for seashells if I get to go to the beach. He'll find a few other things as well. Ooh, look at everything that he found. He found a kite, a fan, an umbrella. Wow. And a couple of toys as well. Do you recognize this guy? Look at that. Whoops. I think it's the mouse from the If You Give a Mouse a Cookie. He'll put them in his pail and try to pick it up, but it'll be too heavy. He'll decide he needs to work out at the gym. First, he'll warm up on the treadmill. Look at him go. He's going so fast. Then he'll lift a weight or two. He might even try karate class. After the gym, he'll want to go to the park. When you get there, he'll see the rocks. He'll climb as high as he can go. At the top, he'll see the lake. He'll want you to take him rowing. So just in case you don't know what rowing is, it's when you're in a tiny little boat like a kayak, and then you're just kind of going along with the paddles. So just like that. He'll be the captain and you'll have to row. Then he'll notice the merry-go-round and want to go for a ride. Oh, he looks so excited. I think I'd be just as excited for that merry-go-round. He'll want you to go for a ride too. You'll choose the horse with the purple mane and he'll get on the whale. The whale will remind him of the science museum. He'll ask you to take him there. First, he'll find what do you think he's going to find at the museum? What would you want to find if you went to the museum? Dinosaurs! Then he'll visit the... Oh my goodness, this is a good one. I can't wait to show you. The Hall of Apes! Look at all those apes. When the museum closes, you'll be the last to leave. On the way home, you'll pass by the beach. You'll help him gather all of his things. Then he'll want to race you. When you get home, he'll empty the sand from his shoes. You might spill some on the floor. Seeing the sand on the floor will remind him of sprinkles. He'll probably ask you for some. And chances are, if you give him some sprinkles, what do you think he's going to want? He'll want a cupcake to go with it. That's cute. It kind of circled back to the beginning, right? Because it started off with cupcakes. If we go back. And then it ends up. Yep. See, that's where he's asking for sprinkles. Because he got a cupcake. So it starts off with a cupcake. And then goes to sprinkles. And he goes through all these things. And then it comes back to sprinkles, and finally cupcakes. He's so silly. All right. So, time for you to listen to your part of speech, which is, guessed it, nouns again. We're going to do the Jack Hartman song. So, if you want, you can pause the video, listen to the song, and the link is down below, and we'll talk about nouns and what you get to do after. So, all right. If you did pause to listen to that noun song, great. If not, your assignment for today is on your iPads. If you're in my class, go on your iPads. If not, but you do have access to iPad or some sort of mobile device, you can download the Kids Khan Academy app. And then once you're in the Khan Kids app, you can go to reading, scroll all the way down to language practice 1, and then you click on nouns and you get to play that game. So, I hope it's fun, and I hope you get to enjoy it. Time for math. So, let's see. Give me 1 second while I set it up. Awesome. All right. So, There you go. So for math, let's get started. Oops. Sorry about that, guys. So let's see math. Math today is pretty simple. We're going to start off with subtraction of double digits. This is a review, but it's going to get a little bit harder as we go on through the days. So you do 30. Our example is 35 minus 12. When I set it up, remember, I always keep my ones and my tens together. So I'm going to start off. Your tens is going to be in blue. Your ones is going to be in green. So 35. And then my 3 is in my tens place, so it's blue. My 5 is in my ones place, so it's green. Now I get to go ahead and subtract 12. So that 1 from 12 is in my tens place, so it's going to go right underneath the tens. Then I go ahead and put that 2 right underneath the 5 in the ones place. So you're lining it up the vertical way. Then I can go ahead and put my subtraction. And now you always start off with 5 minus 2 because you always, every time you always start off in the ones place. What's in the ones place? 5 minus 2. So 5 minus 2 is, so 5 minus 2 is 3. Remember, if you can't, and then you go over to your tens place and you do the 3 minus 1, which is 2. So my answer is 23. Awesome. So now if you are in my class, I have assigned the video and the work that needs to be done. So you can go ahead and watch that video and start that practice. And don't forget, there's going to be a PDF with multiplication. So make sure to download that because I need you guys to keep practicing your multiplication facts. We're on our tens right now. Those are easy. You can go ahead and do those, okay? All right, social studies. I am going to read this out loud to you, and you get to go ahead and follow along. So, it is our subject for social studies for a while is going to be continents, countries, and maps. It is going to be, let's see, finding your way around. I'm going to read with you, so I'm going to highlight so that you can read along with me. One way to learn about a state, a country, or even the world is to look at maps. Maps show towns, cities, and places of interest. So now it's giving you this great map of Washington, D.C. And if you look at that, it gives you that name of these streets. It gives you the name of big important locations like the White House, the Lincoln Memorial, Arlington National Bridge, the Washington Monument, National Mall, Capitol Building, and the U.S. Supreme Court. At the top, you have the title of the map, which is Washington, D.C. And in the right-hand corner, there's the compass rose. This is to show you where north, that's what N stands for, east, and south, and then west. So it shows you where these places are. It shows you where north is, east, south, and west. The way you can remember the way it's going is, it always goes north, east, south, west, or never eat soggy waffles. It's an acronym. You can also think of it as the acronym. Okay, go ahead and read this. Maps show lakes and rivers. So here's this map, and it's showing you, look at, you can see the Colorado River, the Rio Grande, the Mississippi River, and then the Great Salt Lake is over here, and then the Rocky Mountains, and the Appalachian Mountains. And look at this, that compass rose is there again, showing you where north, east, south, and west is. And then this is a key, because this shows you, your key shows you what you're looking at. For example, when you see this little brown spots, that means that those are mountains, right? It shows you right there, mountains. So just like those Appalachian Mountains, the Rocky Mountains, this, when it's just a little blue spot, it's a lake, like the Great Salt Lake. So I'm showing you again where that is. And then if it's a small blue line, those are your rivers. So there's the rivers right there. Like I just showed you the Colorado River, and I showed you the Mississippi River and the Ohio River, the Rio Grande. Ooh, and guess what? I missed a lake. It's right here. Lake Michigan, Lake Ontario. So it's giving you plenty of examples for you to see how a map key is used. Okay. And maps can even show information. Oops, sorry, I forgot to highlight. And maps can even show information about the weather. So look at that. Look at this map. It still has that compass rose that I talked to you about. Look at that. There's that compass rose, right? There it is. And then look at, so there's that mountain. There's the compass rose. And then if we zoom out a little bit, there's that map key, okay? That shows you. This means that it's sunny. If there's a sun with clouds, it means that it's cloudy. If there's a cloud with rain, it means that there's rain. Shows you that there's snow and which places are windy. Can you show me a place that is windy? I see it. It is over here on the west. See, that's the west. Here's the west. What about a place that has snow? Well, I see two places because it's going to be at the north and then going to be northeast. Then a place that is partly cloudy is right here in the middle, okay? And then rainy is right down, you guessed it, south. Okay, continue reading. Maps show how to get from one place to another. Maps can be made of paper. So there's this paper one. What else do you think it can be made of? Ooh, so maps can be shown on TV, so it can be made with technology. Maps can be viewed on a GPS in a car. Wonder how many of you have these in your car, right? Those are really helpful. Those can give you directions when you're driving. Now let's talk about that map key. I brought it up earlier, so let's keep talking about it. Oops. Symbols are used to show important information on a map. The map symbols make it easier for us to understand the information. There are symbols for towns, capital cities, mountains, rivers, highways, railroads, and much more. What the symbols mean is explained in a key that is often part of the map. And here's that map key that we were talking about. So, this one's a little different than the last one, right? This one shows you the two lines are a highway. The dot means that there's a town. If there's a star, it means that there's a capital city. If there's an airplane, that means that there's an airport. If there's a little fire with logs, that means that there's a campground around. If there's trees, it's a forest. If there's little railroad, well, you guessed it, it means that there's a railroad. The triangles mean mountain, and the two blue swivels mean river. How do we know which way to go? Guess what? I'm hiding it a little bit because I talked about it. Well, we follow the four main directions. That's how. The four main directions are north, south, east, and west. Maps usually have a compass rose to point out these directions. So this is your compass rose. And north is up at the top. We go in a circle and we go clockwise, just like the way a clock moves. It goes north, east, south, west. And then we go back to north. Well, if you are in between two of these, so if you're in between north and east, then you are northeast, right? Northeast is about right here. If you are in between east and south, you are, you guessed it, southeast. So that's right about here. If you're in between south and west, you're southwest, so you're in the middle right here. And if you're in between west and north, you're northwest, which is in the middle in this little area. There are about 200 countries in the world. Some countries are islands, but most are found on large areas of land we call continents. There are 7 continents on Earth. You can see the 7 continents on this map of the world. So, these are our continents. Our continents are North America, South America, Europe, Asia, Africa, Australia, and Antarctica. And guess what is in the corner? Did you guess yet? A compass rose. Yep, that's where the compass is. Remember, like I said, most of these maps are going to have them. Much of Earth is covered by oceans and seas. The oceans are the Pacific, the Atlantic, the Indian, and the Arctic. We sometimes show Earth as a round globe because Earth is a round planet. The center or middle of Earth's surface is marked by a line called the equator. Earth's northern half is called the northern hemisphere, and the southern half is called the southern hemisphere. So, the farthest north point is the North Pole. The farthest southern point is the South Pole. Okay, well, thank you. You can reread this text because I'll have those pages for you to read as a PDF. And for your school assignment today, sorry about that, guys. Let's see. Bear with me for 1 second. See if there you go. Hey, good to see you again. All right, so for your assignment today, I want you to start drawing a map of your room, or maybe your house, maybe your classroom, maybe even our school. It depends on whatever you want to make a map of, whatever's easiest for you to make it of. But I want you to go ahead and make a map of wherever you choose, whether that's your room, your classroom, your house, okay? But I want you to make sure to include a compass rose. Remember, we talked about that a lot. And if you need to go back and rewatch this, or if you need to go back and read that PDF that I'm sending out, go ahead and do that. But I want you to include a compass rose and a map key, please. So, It was so nice to be with you guys again. I hope you're all safe and healthy, and I wish you were here, but I'm glad we still get to see each other a little bit. Okay? We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.